Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this time to introduce our topic, Effective Classroom Management, which will be presented by myself, Marybeth Bertrand, and Robert Stewart. So, how do we effectively manage the classroom? Well, there's no right or wrong answer to this question. We must understand that we, as instructors, must be flexible in our approach as different circumstances require different solutions. This being said, it's important that we set expectations from the beginning of the class. We want all of our students to have a positive experience, but we also need to be fair to all of them. From the beginning, we must refer students to Franklin policies that can be found within the academic bulletin and the course syllabus. As Franklin University caters to non-traditional students, there will also be circumstances when we need to use discretion when following these policies. The remainder of this presentation discusses how to handle being challenged on specific policies. Perhaps the two key solutions to remember throughout is to keep an open line of communication between you and the student and to always refer to Franklin policies. As instructors, there will be times when our students miss class for one reason or another. If this happens, it's good to have open communication with the student, kind of ask why they may have missed the class, and then really refer back to the academic bulletin and the attendance policy. So it's important that they know that Z grades will be assigned if a student misses 1 week within a 3-week class, 2 weeks within a 6 or 7-week class, 3 weeks in a 12-week class, or 4 weeks within a 15-week class. Z grades are essentially a failing grade for a student. So it's always important to have that open communication with them up front. Now, if a student misses class, you really should reach out to them to make sure that everything's okay. So there's going to be certain circumstances where you'll have to use your own discretion as to whether or not they can make up assignments. So say that something happens within their family. There could be a death in the family or a sickness or an emergency surgery. Our students do have other priorities outside of the classroom, so it's important to take that into consideration, but it also puts the responsibility on them that they need to contact you as the instructor to work something out to make up that class if they can. For face-to-face classes, there's the option for flex classes. So if you had your class on Monday night, and the student contacted you ahead of time to ask if they could miss your class and go to a different one another night of the week, that's one option. So just keep options open for the students, but always refer to the attendance policy.
So let's talk a little bit about academic integrity. Franklin University defines academic integrity as submitting one's own work and properly acknowledging the contributions of others. Any violation of this principle constitutes a violation of academic integrity and is likely to result in a charge of academic dishonesty. One example of an academic integrity issue is plagiarism. Plagiarism includes failure to use APA standards to properly cite the work of others. It could also include cutting and pasting from other sources without citation, and will also be the result of submitting a purchase term paper in whole or in part. The first line of defense against plagiarism is prevention, and Franklin University gives us a great way to prevent plagiarism by having students turn their papers into turnitin.com. Turnitin.com will look for similarity matches in the research paper and give a report. Instructors will have to verify that any matches are properly cited by the student to ensure that plagiarism is not an issue. Another possible academic integrity issue that Turnitin may find is that a student recycled their paper, i.e., using it in a previous course and now submitting it to you uh, for their assignment. Um, this is not allowed unless you, as the instructor, pre-approve that in whole or in part. So make sure you know that that's your discretion, but it can be viewed as an integrity issue. Other academic integrity issues includes cheating by using or attempting to use unauthorized materials on examination or assignment, improperly obtaining or attempting to obtain copies of an examination or answers to an examination or using a false name or email address on a test or assignment. You can also be charged with facilitating academic dishonesty, and that's helping another student um, to cheat on their examination or by completing an assignment for someone else. Another one would be fabricating, altering, or transmitting without authorization academic information or records. All of these academic integrity issues, if you suspect it, you should get with your lead faculty for additional analysis of the incident and, if required, clarification on the next steps for documenting the incident.
There will also be times when students challenge our late assignment submission policy. They may feel as though it's unfair that they only had 3 days past the due date of the assignment to turn it in for partial credit. It's always important to explain that each assignment is a progression of the course, and in order to be successful, students must turn in all assignments on time. There will be other times when there are extenuating circumstances that the student cannot predict. It's then up to the instructor to use his or her own discretion as to whether or not they will even accept the late assignments. Under special circumstances, and after much discussion between the instructor and the student, an instructor can assign the student an incomplete grade for the course. As instructors, we must then refer to the academic bulletin for policies on these grades. Students will have 30 days after the end of the semester to submit the remainder of their assignments. Again, these are rare circumstances and require discussion and deadlines set between the instructor and the student.
And last, I'd like to talk a little bit about military in your classrooms. Now, Franklin University is a very military friendly school and even partnered up with the Go Army Ed initiative. Now, there's some special policies and procedures Franklin must follow in order to meet those contractual requirements of the program. First is we need to let the Army know if they have any at risk students. And at risk means, are they going to fail, or are they in the course but they're just not logging on or participating? The Army is paying a lot of money for these students to attend, and they want to make sure their money is being spent wisely. One other rule with the Go Army Ed students is they're kind of exempt from synchronous activities, uh, things such as online chats or audio bridges. Now, they should make every attempt to be online and engaged in the course, but if they are unable to do one of those chats, they should be contacting you for an alternate assignment. And if you're unsure as to what you should give them to make up for that assignment, you get with the lead faculty as well and solicit the guidance on how to make a good assignment or adjust grading criteria if relevant. On last note, military in general, um, there will be some times where a student is in a deployed location, such as Iraq or Afghanistan, where they may literally go MIA for a little while. It's missing in action, is what we call it, but they may not show up on the internet. Um, and you'll have no reason why and not be able to contact them. The reason for this, and I'm saying this because I've been in the military for the last 26 years, is sometimes there may be a soldier or airman uh, killed from their base, and in order um, for the family next of kin to be ensure that we notify them properly, they will absolutely shut out all internet going in and out, and that includes email. And they don't want next of kin notified via Facebook or any other means, so it will be turned off. So it may or may not happen to you or a student in your classroom, but just let you know that that will happen. So again, I'd like to thank you for your attention and have a nice day.